Hello class, I'd like to move on to a new topic this week, which would be the CSS box model. You could also refer to it as just basic CSS design for your pages. And what I will show you here will be similar to the book, maybe a little bit different, just kind of what I've learned over the years of teaching and doing contract work, what works well for a simple CSS website where you're using CSS for design. First of all, a quick review here. What we've done so far in this class is put together a basic HTML functioning website. And we've actually done a lot. You've got a working site. We looked at creating all your own pages, separate links, making it very usable. Let me just do a preview in browser. I'll do this in Chrome. Okay, very usable, easy to navigate. Some basic CSS formatting to change the color, sizes of text. And then one other thing we did recently was to create an attached CSS style sheet or an external style sheet so you can start putting your rules into a separate style sheet, one that can be linked to from all the pages in your website as opposed to putting that CSS directly in the HTML code. So it's a much more efficient way to develop your website. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is sort of show you the basics of the box model, and I'll do that with a brand new site. So what I'll do here is I'll just close everything and I'll do a brand new site right up here at the top. Okay, and we'll call this CSS practice. Okay, and we'll just drop it here. We'll put it in a folder on the desktop would be fine. I'll just leave it in that one for right now. Okay, and then we'll click Save. Don't need to do anything with the FTP right now. I'm probably not going to transfer this website. And then I'm going to do a Create New HTML. Okay, now, actually I better do that one more time. Let me close that. Do a File New. Okay, this is one thing that I haven't taken off points for, and I probably won't, but I want you to start becoming aware of HTML5 versus XHTML. So if you try, create these sites in XHTML 1.0 transitional, the code's going to look just a little bit different than HTML5. Usually when I'm developing, I'll choose HTML5 just so I can show you the differences. Technically, this transitional is probably compatible with more versions of the browsers out there, but HTML5 is the newest version, so it's supported by most tags are supported by your browser, so you shouldn't see any problem with that. It'll also help you to kind of update yourself on some of the new tags in HTML and the new formatting. So when I click HTML5, click Create. And we will get into some of these basic CSS layouts that the Dreamweaver has built in. So we'll talk about those soon also, but I don't like to start with those because it's kind of hard to see what's going on with it until you learn the basics. So I'm going to click Create with an HTML no layout. And I'll go ahead and do a file save. Okay, remember, first page of your site should always be named index.html. Okay, back to Chrome really quickly. Here's an example of the box model. Just what I use to developing my own site. You can see that it does have a couple backgrounds going. It has a full screen background, which we will definitely want to talk about more. It has two CSS boxes here, one on the left, one on the right. You don't have to limit yourself to a really strict layout like that. Even though I call it a box layout, you can make it look however you want, whether it's using graphics or rounded corners with your CSS. It doesn't have to be that boxy. Some people don't like this look. I kind of like the clean lines and the clean design, but that's kind of up to you, what you want to do. This does have a lot of features in it that we'll go over, like various backgrounds in the different cells, rollover images. I'm sorry, they're not really cells, they're division tags. And then it does have a video in it here and some other graphics. So that's a simple CSS layout. Okay, so What we'll do here is just go ahead and put a simple box on here using a division tag so you can kind of see how layout in CSS is developed in Dreamweaver. You probably already know some of the basics from beginning HTML if you took that course or you took another similar one. You should know a little bit about CSS and kind of how you develop the look of your page with CSS. So what I like to do is go to the code and put in a division tag. Now you can actually insert a layout objects division tag that way if you would like. That's fine too. So I'll show you those two different ways. If I go to code, what I would do is put in a division tag, and when you type this out, the reason I'm showing you this is so you can see kind of how Dreamweaver works. If I type this and then do a backslash on my keyboard, you can see it automatically fills in division tag. Now come back to the design, and you'll see this little box right here. Okay, there's no design to that whatsoever. We have to apply some CSS to it. One other thing that you want to do is you want to start IDing these division tags. So let's call this one header at the top. So you would, to ID that division tag, you select it, then you come down to your HTML, your properties. You don't have to select HTML, I don't know why I did that. Make sure you select it, and then click division ID tag, and then type in a header for it. Okay, don't do anything with the other options on there. Now let's make this division tag look a particular way. Let's for this one, let's just do something that has a fixed width, maybe 500 pixels, and a border and a background, so that you can see how that works. One thing I like to do is type in a little placeholder. Maybe I'd say image. You actually put in placeholder images too if you want in Dreamweaver, but I don't do that very often. I can show you how to do that later. But I would say image goes here, for title or something. Okay, let's go in and define the CSS for this top division tag. So division tags by themselves, they're absolutely nothing. They don't do anything by themselves. You have to apply some CSS or something to them to make them function as a design element on your page. Okay, so they're going to be separate areas of your page. So I'm just going to show you how to create these little division tags right now and then add in some formatting to them. And then we'll probably I'll do another tutorial where I build a little more complete website and show you some different things you can do with these division tags. I'll actually probably give you a lot of tutorials on these. Okay, so let's do a new CSS rule. So what I would do here is go to my new CSS rule over here in the CSS styles panel. Okay, and then you can see it may automatically select for you. It says choose contextual selector type for your CSS rule. Okay, we're doing IDs now. We've talked about class, tag, we'll do compound later on, but class, ID, and tag. The class we looked at for the individual elements on your page. The tag defines a specific HTML tag like a paragraph. And then ID is going to allow you to ID elements on your page like division tags and then apply CSS to that tag. So I'll select ID. Make sure it has a number sign in front of it. That accidentally was taken out of it, so you want number sign header. So that means it's going to apply your rule to any HTML header elements with the ID header. And then here's important, we learned this in the last tutorial, but choose where your rule will be defined. From now on, when you're creating new websites, I will require you to do new style sheet file. So we'll click that one and then click OK. Okay, remember, where do you want to, it's going to ask you where you want to save that. I'll call it styles.css. Save it in my website folder. I'll change the name of that sometime later on.